Women in Focus, a podcast by British Naturism. Hello, welcome to Women in Focus, a podcast brought to you by British Naturism. I'm your host, Helen Berryman, and today we bring you episode 28, and I'm going to be chatting to Maja Penko. We have some exciting news here at British Naturism. We're excited to announce Perks at Work as a brand new membership benefit. So what does that mean? Perks at Work is an exclusive online discount platform giving you money back on your weekly shopping and access to exclusive pricing on everything from travel and home appliances to cinema tickets and everyday essentials. It really can save you more than your membership fee. So if you were previously a member, now's a good chance to rejoin and gain the benefits. If you've never been a member, this is a perfect opportunity to join and be part of the Naturist community while saving a bit of money along the way. That doesn't just apply to British members of British Naturism. People from overseas are very welcome to join as well. Indeed, it only costs £35 for international members of British Naturism. And don't forget to tell your friends, because we want every naturist to feel the benefit. Today, in episode 28, I'm chatting with Maja Penko, a tour guide from Slovenia and former long-serving president of the Slovenian Naturist Federation. We talk about growing up without body shame, the fight for nipple equality, and why often the first barriers women face are their own attitudes. Maja's advice is simple and direct. Start by looking in the mirror, accept what you see, and take it from there. So we discuss the differences of both of our naturist journeys, and it makes for a really good chat. Grab a comfy spot and join us for this honest, inspiring and uplifting conversation with Maja Penko. So a huge warm welcome to Maja. Welcome, Maja.
Hello. Hi from Slovenia.
Oh, lovely. How's the weather in Slovenia?
The weather usually it's sunny, but if you are in Ljubljana, the capital, we have fog.
Oh,
yeah. We are in January now, so we were very lucky to have lots of snow.
Oh, really?
But here in the capital, it disappeared a few days ago.
Oh, nice. It's nice to look at for sure.
It's very good for nature and for children.
But not naturism, perhaps.
Naturism suffers a little bit. We are all counting down days to the summer.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a long winter. But, I mean, there's still opportunities to do naturism, but obviously not outside at the moment.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Maja, tell me about yourself. You kindly did the written series of Women in Focus couple of years ago, I think.
Could be.
Yeah, about that.
Time flies.
Time does fly. So we'll just reflect on that a little bit. So you're the president of the Naturist Federation in Slovenia, is that correct?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, times do change. Tell me what's been happening.
Yes, I resigned 25th of November last year. So.
Oh, okay, so it's quite fresh.
Yes, it's time for a change and give the others opportunity, because they had a lot of ideas, and so it was about time.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that I'm away.
No. Once you're in, you're never away.
Because it's quite a long time that I was president of Slovenian Naturist Federation and also representative in international world.
Yeah.
Always inviting, of course, people to join. Sometimes they did, mostly they didn't. And we'll see what happens this year.
So let's unpack that a little bit. So how long were you the president for?
Officially, I think it was 2012.
Oh, wow, long time.
Before I was like the secretary and then I was the president. Yeah, when we went to Ireland, that was 2014. The International Congress was already a president.
Okay.
Yes, we are all volunteers. So we're a small federation. In fact, our name in Slovenian is Federation of Slovenian Naturist Associations. But it's too long.
It's long.
It's long. Probably will change something. I cannot tell you what the plan will be because we still need to have the regular assembly that will be held probably in February or in the beginning of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time then, really, that you've been involved in naturism. Now, if I go back to our notes from when you did the written series, your family were naturists as well. Is that right?
Yes, I was just waiting to tell you not that I'm involved in Naturism since 2008 when I was secretary, or since 1900 something when I was an official member of association. But I was born naked.
Yep. Me too.
You really, yeah. And I was raised in this normal family. Probably every child thinks their family is normal, but it was probably until when I was 10, 11, that I thought that it's completely normal that families go around their apartment, house naked, like we did.
Yeah.
But then I discovered when I was visiting a friend, we were 10 years old, and she went to the bathroom with all those clothes or with pajamas in the evening, and she locked the door twice.
Oh, just to make sure.
We didn't even have keys. Either my parents' bedrooms or bathrooms. We just had the principal key of the apartment. That's it. And then I discovered that for them, it wasn't normal. She went, a little girl, 10 years old, with all those clothes to the bathroom. Nobody near. She locked the door twice. And then I asked, what are you doing? And she said, I went to change the clothes. I said, why to the bathroom? And she said, how do you do it? I said, I will change here. Here? Well, she said, okay, if you want, but we do it normally there. And then we started to talk about differences. So I don't remember having crisis in teenage years. I had different crises, but not this clothing crisis. I hated bra always because I thought, what's the function of that? And it's so not comfortable when you have wet clothes on.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we went with friends somewhere, and I was always like promoting, come on, take the bra off. And you guys, you have to be our guardians. So that's how it was.
So how did you feel when your friend told you it was normal in their house to go everywhere clothed? How did you feel?
Weird. Weird.
But she's weird, no?
I was like, what? And then when I came back to our home, I tried once because I always tried myself to know how it feels to go with all those clothes. You have to do a plan with all those clothes, not just panties or underwear, but everything, socks including.
Yeah.
It was too stressful. No, I tried. But I think this so deep in me, it's like the feeling of freedom and the feeling of normality. For me, it's normal that I'm like I was born and raised. Unfortunately, not many people have this chance to be raised as a naturist. With all the respect, with all the, explanations about developing of the body during the puberty and teenage years. And it was all so smoothly, went so natural. I could talk to my dad or to my mom about everything that I wanted to. And so this was like something that there weren't taboo taboo topics.
Yeah. So did your friends ever come to your house where people were nude?
Yes, it happened. We forgot that we were undressed.
Right.
Because it was summer.
Yeah.
Because it was so hot that all of us were always naked. And so a friend just came and she didn't, ring a bell or something because all the doors were open. And she just said, hello, I'm here. How are you? And okay, we are okay. And she said, yeah, I see you're okay. But no, when I was living, for example, alone, depends who came. And sometimes people said, Maya, get dressed. They were so polite. Are you decent? But joking. And my female friends, probably, well, they tell me so, that they're proud of me, that I'm so, they say, open, and that I'm encouraging them to take the swimming suit off or just to feel good with themselves. Nobody's perfect. I mean, we're all a little extra or a little less, but that's not the point. And I think this is the most important thing that people, all the people in the world, I don't know how to achieve it, but I think this is most important, that we feel who we are when we look into the mirror. Because we are so full of prejudice, not necessarily by the prejudice that came from their family, but from the society, from different parts of society. And I think it's that feeling when you think about yourself, when you, I don't know, you shower naked, and then you see yourself in the mirror, and then to accept yourself, just look at yourself with all the imperfections. Look at yourself, accept yourself. Yeah, maybe you want to change something. Okay, if you can, I don't know, you want to lose a kilo or two, or go exercise, live healthy life, but don't complicate because of what you see in the mirror, because this is you, this is your only body that you have. And why hide it? Because we're not hiding arms, faces, necks.
I don't know, I am, look.
Okay, now it's winter time. Yeah, it's not. If we were now in April, probably it would be different.
Yeah,
But I don't have 30 degrees here. I have probably 17, and I'm wearing short sleeves.
Do you think it makes a difference? You're very accepting of your body and how you present, and you're comfortable with the skin that you're in. Do you think that's because you were raised that way? You were raised as a naturist and there was no body shame within your household. You know, you had a different philosophy of naked is okay. Therefore, what do you think? Do you think that's why you've always been so comfortable?
Okay, I will explain.
Okay.
I think now, when I'm a little older, that this was the base for, I think that was the most important period of my life. Regarding nudity, the relationship with nudity, with the body itself. And yes, I was, and of course, it's not necessary because I know a lot of people who were raised in naturist families, but when they were teenagers, okay, they stopped going with their parents, they went around the world. And it wasn't so important for them to be in naturist environment. But maybe when they had family, they continued to go to naturist places and normal things. Yeah, but I know that one is family, primary family, and then is the society, and of course what you have within this feeling. So I think it's a combination. But maybe it's easier if you are born and raised as naturist.
I think so.
Or for me, it's natural.
Yeah.
Because it is natural. A naked body is what we are. But sometimes people try to tell you, come on, put something on. You're a woman or something, they say. Okay. One moment that I was a little ashamed, but probably wasn't shame. It was just that weird feeling that I had as a child. The first day when we went together with my parents and brother to, let's say, to naturist place, were we on a little rowing boat, and then you don't walk to the island, you have to wet yourself. And they said, pants off, so you're going to jump naked to the sea. And I said, tomorrow. Well, that's okay, I'm fine. But then I decided that it's no big deal. But it was only this first half an hour, and then it was okay. Because the most important thing was the seaside, to swim. So I know that feeling.
Yeah. I think if you compare, and we shouldn't really compare, but situations, it's still fairly new. So I've had to unlearn all of those things. To me, nudity did equate sex. So I had to unlearn all that. I forever compared myself to others. I forever sought validation from men because that's what I knew. And so having to unlearn all that, it's a big job. And, you know, I do say this a lot, is that I wish that I appreciated my body when I was 20, let's say, because it was the best it was ever going to be.
I understand.
And as we get older and, you know, we have kids, you know, puberty, all of these different things changes the shape of your body. And we're always comparing ourselves to our 20-year-old selves. And when you learn for yourself, you're never going to be that again. You're just not. You know, Mother Nature's got other plans. And you have to accept that, okay, I'm 50, I'm now menopausal. There's more changes going on that I have to navigate now.
I know.
But when you accept that and you go, okay, I am 50, my body has got me this far, it's still functioning. All right, it might be a bit looser, it might be a bit bigger, it might have scars, but hey, I've lived in it.
Yeah, and it's yours.
Yes, and I will look after it.
It's yours, but your body is yours, mine is mine.
Yeah, but undoing 45 years worth of learning, and a lot of women have had to do the same. They have to unlearn what society has taught them.
Yes.
And once you get that freedom, you think, what the hell was I doing when I was 20? Why didn't I appreciate my body? Why did I care too much what other people thought? Madness.
Yeah, that's what I think it's good, because when I heard your story and I said, wow, that's great. And look at yourself, what you're doing now for women around the world. That's incredible. But then again, you know, you said we cannot compare because, for example, you and I had a different situation. But for me, it's so normal because I wasn't educated like close yourself, cover yourself, never. But probably the one with your experience can understand this process that you went through. Because if you were like ashamed of your body and hiding, although everything is seen, it doesn't matter if you wear a swimming suit, they see, that people see how we are. But maybe it's easier for you because you have this experience, how to overcome all those turbulent feelings that appeared when you were probably first time naked in society.
Yes.
I was naked in society when I was 0 years old. I don't know. I mean, you know, for me it was normal. It was normal when I went to a neighbor's house to babysit the children who are now grown-ups with their families. And they came home with them and they said, hello, Maja. And the clothes were just flying around because they needed to take off the clothes. And it was like normal thing. And children running around naked. And now their grandchildren.
Yeah.
That's just something I did something new last year. We were in Costa Natura.
Okay.
In Spain.
Yeah.
And where it was the EONAT meeting and then continued like Southern European family naturist gathering. So one of the days we went to the town called Estepona and we went by this boat trip, I don't know, 2-3 hours. And then when we returned, I was just watching because they said, okay, get dressed. And I said, come on, put some t-shirt on. And he said, I will not. And then I said, okay, I will not as well. I speak Spanish. So I said, okay, but I will go like this as well. Because we just talked about gender equality.
Yeah.
And he said, no problem. We agreed that we went to eat somewhere, like 1.5 kilometers walking along the beautiful Paseo Marítimo, they called it. It's like a beautiful sea walk. And I didn't put my bra on. I was walking topless, promenade. But I had a bodyguard. I wasn't alone. I was with those guys and some colleagues and also 2 Slovenian girls.
Were you naked at this point or just no bra?
No, just topless.
Oh, okay, right,
just
gotcha.
Bra.
Right.
It was hot. So without bra. He was without bra. I was without bra. And of course, I know that in Spain they cannot put you in jail because you don't wear a bra and you are near the beach. I mean, but still, the feeling, for example, because what I felt was, it's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. And he says, if you want, we can get naked and we can walk around naked. I said, it's okay like this. And the reaction of my Slovenian companions were like, what are you doing? They were like nervous, like what will happen now? They probably saw, I don't know what they saw, police taking me to jail, something, I don't know, shooting me, right? I don't know. And then I said, come on, I'm not doing anything wrong. And then one of those two said, Maja, but you're a woman.
Interesting.
And I say, so what? I mean, so what? Nah? But I wasn't, and I'm not angry at them because it was a test for each one of us. For that Spanish guy, for me, for those two ladies, Slovenians, because the feeling that came out, I mean, I'm not doing anything wrong, but how to explain now to those hundreds of people that were walking around, let's say, I don't remember any strange situation. I don't remember that. I was looking around and just the restaurant, it was on the beach. I asked, do we need to get dressed? And one suggested, they said, maybe it would be a good idea, but you both. So
right, yeah.
Just me, not just him. And it was something that also opened another part, another feelings that probably I didn't know. Any questions?
I've got loads of questions, right? All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you wrote the written Women in Focus for me, I don't know if you can remember, but you made a very clear distinction between being a naturist and practicing nudism. Why is that wording so important to you?
Maybe I wrote that we don't practice naturism.
Yeah.
That we are naturists. And this is it, because I practice sports, I practice climbing, I practice basketball, but we don't practice naturism. I mean, if you ask me, we're not practicing naturism, maybe because our Slovene language is different.
No.
We are naturists.
Yeah, I agree.
We are naturists or not.
Yeah.
This is the state of the being.
It's what you are.
Yes.
Than what you are doing necessarily. Yeah.
Yes, because I think when people say, when you do naturism, they think about activities.
Right.
They think probably about volleyball and swimming. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm afraid that they might think about something else that we do not want them to think about it. Do you practice naturism? No, I don't. I am naturist. I don't see people practicing naturism because what is to be practiced if you just take off your clothes? Is it practice? You are like you came out of a womb, so you don't practice.
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
The same as Spanish, they say practicar no mismo. You don't practice. You are who you are. And
brilliant. Yeah.
I would like that people understand that this is not activity. Naturism is not activity. It's who we are. It's philosophy. So it's the way of life.
Yeah.
Of course, in harmony with nature. And one of the basic characteristics for us, of course, is respect for different people, shapes, forms, thinking, beliefs. Well, at least it's how it should be.
Yeah.
And what we do believe that, and what we represent. You know, that sometimes we can have situations that you said, what was that? Don't they understand what naturism is and what do we represent? Really? They don't understand.
Are you talking about people that may be in a naturist environment for the wrong reasons?
Yep. Sometimes, for example, when you travel around, you can learn. If you're just stuck at your area, You can learn as well, but not that much as if you go abroad. Okay? And you meet another people. You see for the events that we can do and be naked. Big events. Né? And I think that collaborating with the local community and with international community is important.
Agreed.
And not many people would do so. Eh? What will my boss say? What will those say?
Yeah.
I don't really care what they say.
Well, no,
because they don't live my life.
And you're not doing anything
wrong. They don't
wrong.
live my life.
So what is naturism like in your country then? It's not illegal, no?
Okay, very good question. We do not have any naturist laws. We do not have any law that would talk about nudity. Okay, the word nudity. So again, we are with words. But we have only one article of one regulation, the law that talks about public order and peace in public spaces. They put this sentence like, everybody who is sexually harassing and or showing their sexual organs to anybody on public spaces. And if somebody complains, and if the guys in blue uniforms come, they might get punished.
Right.
That was the only thing. But our lawmakers, they changed this law. And we didn't have any idea because they are last 5-6 years, they are changing laws very fast. If they do leave a certain law to be discussed, we didn't get that information at all about the changing the law of public order. So one of the naturist enthusiasts, but unfortunately too late, he said, do you know anything about it? And I said, I don't know anything because I was always talking. That's okay. That now they added something that you cannot, and they don't use nudity. They don't use the word nudity. They use the word showing sexual organs.
Right.
You cannot show sexual organs on public.
What if your elbow was a sexual organ?
Yeah, I said my lips are sexual, my eyes.
Right,
but then I said when I read that, okay, they expanded it like you cannot show your sexual organs, I don't know, near schools, kindergartens, whatever. But still, it's not the word nudity. It's the word showing sexual organs. And so if naturist is aware that he or she is naturist or born naked and is naked in the middle of the park, for example, because it's almost 40 degrees and you take it off and you just read a book in the park or you play cards or whatever, you are not showing your sexual organs. If we accept this, okay, that was the guy when I was passing years ago near the university. And so he was like this, with his coat, and then from the bushes showing.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's flashing.
That's showing the organs. Unfortunately, he found me. And I, instead of being confused and scared and started shouting, I said, hello, aren't you cold? So, no, I mean, what's the point? And then he left.
Right.
So I think it's awareness. It's what we do, not only in naturism, in all the different aspects of life. Why do we think we are doing something wrong if we are naked? Okay, I'm not saying let's go naked to the shopping center, okay? But in nature, in park, or if I want to go cycling to the center of Ljubljana, why wouldn't I? I think the society, hundreds of years, they tried to, and they succeeded, somebody's plan is to disconnect us from nature and who we really are. Because inside we have a lot of power. But if we are all so overwhelmed, so preoccupied with prejudice, with the norms of behavior, of what is wrong, what is right, the society tells us so, And then for something that you know and feel you are not doing anything wrong, but because they tell you, the society or the law, that showing sexual organs, it's not okay, they absorb that and they say, no, Maya, we cannot go there naked because it's not.
Not
They
allowed,
don't even
yeah.
think what they are speaking. But it's got to do not with society, it's got to do with each individual. No? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but
Yeah, I do. So are there any plans for the Slovenian Federation to campaign for naturism to be recognised as a difference from flashing your sexual organs?
yes, this is the next step, but I cannot tell you anything about it because it needs people who want to work voluntarily because we are volunteers. So,
As our British
and
naturism, yeah.
yeah, so Slovenian Naturist Federation will need to find a solution first inside the organization and then finding people. I mean, we are some people, people just say, "Yeah, we could do this, this, this." Yeah, but are you prepared to do it? Oh, no, you are the one who knows how to speak, la, la, la.
Oh, yeah.
But still, I think we have a lot of opportunities in Slovenia because it's such a tiny country. We're only 2 million people in all the country. So if we start working, I think we will succeed. But,
Yeah.
people need to be active. If people aren't prepared to expose themselves, speak publicly, and
That's the problem, isn't it?
I don't know, we'll see. That's why I cannot say anything about the plans for the future because I'm not president anymore, and we'll see after the assembly. So maybe we can have another
Catch up again.
Zoom.
British Naturism years and years ago campaigned in the UK, obviously, to have naturism recognised as something you are. And the law was changed and the police were taught how to deal with naturists. And it took a lot. And this is why it's really important that people back their federations and organisations, because it's this kind of campaigning that makes a difference and protects naturism's core beliefs and values and rights, basically.
Good.
Are you still a tour guide?
Yes, I'm tour guide. Yes.
You mentioned that you often talk about naturism openly with your customers, with your tourists. What kind of reaction do you normally get?
Well, I try to mention it as I mentioned probably basketball or football teams in the town where I'm in. But I got my first complaint months ago. One tourist complained, but he complained about many things, not just about me. So I mention this aspect of life, but I'm not exaggerating.
Right.
I just mention it, like I mentioned the trees and the animals. I mentioned another part of tourism.
Right. You're not making a big deal out of it. You're just matter of fact, like, well, yes, and there's naturism beach here, or yeah.
But by the way, I'm just explaining the difference between naturism, nudism, what it is really. And then I explain about organization as well.
Yes.
And then I mentioned that we had a congress in Slovenia in 2021. This is what I say. And then I talk about different things.
Yeah. So it's educating, really.
And then it's how it is.
Yeah.
If I'm talking about churches and museums, I will talk about naturism as well. So
the nude is a good art form, and you'll see them in any museum.
Yeah, exactly.
So we talked about equality a little bit in terms of nipple freedom, especially. Why do you think the naked female body is still treated as a public problem rather than a natural reality? Why do you think there's still this huge divide in the public about nipples, basically?
Yeah. The first answer that came to my mind is that because we allow it. Because we allow it.
Right.
Because, we know it's okay. Here in Slovenia, we have a lot of public swimming pools, a lot of thermal spas. And it says the use of swimming suit is obligatory, okay? But it says swimming suit. Doesn't mention the form, So like only the pants is okay, huh? But then I explained this to my friends or to people in general. We are the ones, women are the ones who need to change it. And men need to stand by our side. I mean, not our husband, but I mean, men in general. And so when I was talking in different parts of society to different groups of people, and many women said, yeah, this bra is such a stupid thing. And especially swimming, okay.
That's the worst, yeah.
When you're doing sports and running, okay, does support your tits, but still sexualizing the nipples and the female nipples.
Only, yeah.
I mean, in this social media, I did a photo of the nipple, and then I put it like I think it was a profile photo, something like that. And because they don't know the face, they couldn't delete it because they didn't know is it female or male.
Right.
But I think that because we are still letting it be sexualized.
Yeah.
And because it's such a long history of discriminating our nipples, and of course, yeah, the naturist associations, organizations are the ones who can promote this. Yeah. But it's a lot of work. Huh?
Yeah.
And again, probably first time you and me, we go topless to thermal spa because we know we're doing anything wrong. So what's the problem? And then continue, and then you have to talk to hundreds of people. And you talk because it's okay. And I think it's just this.
So just to finish up then, what would you say to any women listening who feels curious about what we've spoken about? So whether it be naturism, nipple freedom, but are scared of judgment, scared of any comeback like, oh, you're sexualizing yourself or you're being an exhibitionist because you're nude. What would your comeback be to that?
I would say, dear ladies, dear girls, women, first step is look at yourself in the mirror and then accept yourself.
That's hard.
Yeah, but this, walk around naked. When you're cooking, when you're cleaning, when you are, reading a book. Sleeping, of course. For me, it's such a logical thing that I sleep naked. This is a good suggestion, Helen. So sleep naked, be at least at home, walk around naked and barefoot. And then find some friend or naturist organization, because we will understand and we will not judge you because we don't judge different people. And then when you see us like we are, then it will be easier for women to take it off. And then, people have the power, and stronger together.
Absolutely.
is what's important. But when you went with your friends and took it off, that you felt fantastic. And one other thing, if you are in the water, dear ladies, just undress. Undress in the water to feel that, to feel the water. There's no stupid law about how you can be inside the sea.
The water acts as a blanket. So if you're nervous, no one can see you anyway.
Exactly. And that's it. But it is because of the feeling, to feel the water around all the parts of your body. Huh?
Yeah.
And I think this is it. And maybe join organization. I see that now you are promoting the Women's Week, or what is that?
Yeah, ladies only, clothing optional. We're going to Crete in Greece.
Yeah, Britomartis.
Yes.
Okay, I hope that I see a lot of you women there at the end of July.
Oh, we're there 1st of June.
That's Games Without Borders, but you have another. Okay, that's ladies first. Ladies first.
Yeah.
But we will be there. Probably this year will be the 4th Games Without Borders for Naturists. So I'm hardly waiting. I would so much like to organize as well, like some cruising on the Adriatic.
Yeah.
But I will inform you about that.
Yes, do. Okay, Maja, if people want to know more about you, how can they do that?
They can write me an email.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you ever so much, Maja. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Helen. I wish you all the best and keep on doing the good job, the good work. Yeah.
Oh, likewise.
And we're really grateful. And I'm saying goodbye to all the ladies, to all the beautiful ladies. Each one is beautiful, and just take it off and
Be free.
call us. We are here for you. Isn't that right, Helen?
That's right. We're here to support.
Yeah, with our different stories, but we are here because of the same
Absolutely.
reason. Thank you, Helen, for what you bring.
Thank you too, Maja. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Maja. It was wonderful exploring the differences in our naturist journeys, how she grew up in a naturist family and how my path was different, yet seeing how both of our experiences have led to the same place. I hope Maja's insights inspire you to reflect on your own journey and embrace your body with the same honesty and confidence. It's never too late, whether you've been born into naturism or, like me, discover it much later. It's never too late to get ownership of your own body and create your own narrative. Well, I'm back from my travels aboard the Norwegian Pearl on the Bare Necessities big nude boat. And wow, what an experience. It was really great to meet so many listeners on board the ship, and I met so many wonderful, truly amazing people, sharing stories, a few drinks, a few laughs. Came away feeling truly inspired, and I'm going to be bringing you more of those stories in episodes to come. Thank you so much for joining me today and listening to my conversation with Maja. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, thumbs up, etc., so that you don't miss the other amazing naturist stories I'll be sharing from the incredible women I met on the big nude boat. And remember, body acceptance starts with you. Look in the mirror and take it from there. I've been your host, Helen Berryman, and please join us next time as we bring more women in focus.